they went crazy on T-Mac when he said something about, hey, man, you let them rims down to 8 feet, you might be working with something. I would venture as far as to say, hey, we might need to get a pink shorts day. I was just saying.
And they had me playing like on the scout team. And they had a few WNBA players on the team, like Sophie Cunningham and a couple others. And I think I was like in the 7th or 8th grade going dumb. I'm talking about like,
that stuff is not, yeah, you can dunk. We can't, a lot of us can't do that. But the awesome things we can do, let's highlight that. Guess what? We are wives. So it's not easy to take care of a husband and kids and come and dominate a sport.
And here we go. It's straight like that. We back, man. Everybody do it out there in the world. Hope everybody do it well. Do it swell. You dig what I'm saying? As for me, I cannot complain. Me, myself, and I. And if I did, no one would want to hear it. So, if you like what I'm doing, like, subscribe to the content, get me in the algorithm, and I will go accordingly, as I always say. Now, let me just preface this, man. I hate to even go into this territory, bro, because I myself have young woman athlete, you dig, loved one, close to my heart, the closest, in fact. And so I hate to have to go into this territory, but we've had this talk, you dig what I'm saying? She's got a firm understanding of what we're saying about this thing, and when, you know, it's just like, dog, like everything is not meant for everybody, you dig what I'm saying? But I ran across this video here a little minute ago, man, and I just had to jump in here and talk about it. So before I let the cat out the bag, if you will, let me just play the video, man, and I'll offer my thoughts as it rolls.
But I have real experience doing this because I played, my sisters went to University of Missouri and I was still a young dude, and they had me playing like on the scout team.
First and foremost, you will recognize that is Michael Porter Jr., formerly of the NBA champion Denver Nuggets, now plays for the Brooklyn Nets, if I'm not mistaken. Been seeing a lot of Michael Porter Jr. here lately on podcasts. I don't really know what's up with that. Maybe he's preparing himself for life after the NBA, but we've been seeing him a lot. And what he's doing right now is setting up a conversation, telling them in which he's got experience in playing against WNBA hoopers when he's in like the 8th grade. So let's continue.
And they had a few WNBA players on the team, like Sophie Cunningham and a couple others. And I think I was like in the 7th or 8th grade going dumb. I'm talking about like, so I have real life experience.
It's not physically fair, bro.
It's just a difference, man. And I wish this would stop being a conversation because it.
So Michael Porter saying, hey, when I was in the 7th, 8th grade, my sisters went to the University of Missouri and they had a couple of WNBA ballers on the team. He was on the scout team. He was playing against them. Busted ass. I'm talking about cleaning up the whole arena. You understand what I'm saying? And he's in 7th, 8th grade. I don't know how tall Michael Porter was. I think he about 6'10" at this point. So it stands to reason in 7th grade he was, you know, in his 6 foot something range. You dig what I'm saying? But bro saying he was dominated. You understand what I'm saying? When he's a young nigga. And these are against women that have gone on to the professional ranks in basketball, right? That's the setup of where we are.
Should be common sense.
Angel, why are men so obsessed with this conversation?
First of all, congratulations.
First of all, who is obsessed with this conversation, bro? I don't think there's any men basketballers, even commenters out here in the world that wake up on any given day trying to figure out a new argument in which to make it make sense that the level of basketball played in the NBA is far above the level of the WNBA. I'm just saying, bro, like, it's so weird how they if you've dealt with women, bro, you know how women go. They just gonna go off the bridge about some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Take it into an area completely foreign from where we're standing right now. Once you transfer it over to her, you're gonna wake up, you might be in Timbuktu. You dig what I'm saying? But we still get to call it out. We understand what it is, but we get to call it out. So first of all, no one's salivating over this conversation. It, like homie said, it should be common sense, and I think most people treat it as such.
You was dominating against women in the 8th grade. What does he want? Does he want a cookie? You want a medal for that? Like, the only thing that should be coming out of a man's mouth about women is uplifting her. I think the main thing we should be talking about.
No, ma'am. He doesn't want a medal. He's set it up by saying, hey, for all the talk we've got around the WNBA and certain people saying that they should be paid like the men and respected like the men's game, even though they don't bring in even a positive amount of money per year. He's saying that, hey, bro, I was dominating in the 7th and 8th grade. So of course my level of play now that I've got to the league, to the pros, is gonna be miles above where I was then, which is miles above where you are at in the WNBA range. That's what he's saying. And so every time you all try to bring up this equity and inclusion type of deal, we have to speak on the facts about the difference in the product. He doesn't want a brownie. He just wants you to be able to understand that you can't fuck with him on the basketball court. None of y'all can. The things that y'all do collectively on the basketball court isn't the type of thing that bring eyes to the league and therefore generate revenue. That's what we saying. But since y'all want to go around the world, then people just have to say shit in a certain way and then I guess hurt your feelings. But he don't want a brownie. He don't want you to get in the kitchen. He ain't telling you to get in the kitchen, baby. He just said you can't do what I can do on the court. Your style isn't as exciting. That's all he's saying. That's all we say.
A woman, guess what? When I gotta come and drop 40 and I'm on my fucking period and I'm bleeding and my stomach hurts and my back hurts when y'all load manage.
Oh my God, bro. Did I just hear this lady say, hey, have you ever thought about what it takes to play basketball on your period? Well, ma'am, listen. First of all, how many WNBA players out there? So this is a small section of women that we're talking about, first of all, that have to deal with the rigors of being a female and having that time of month and also playing a basketball game. So I don't know that that's even something for us to take into consideration. Like, oh, you're also a professional basketball player. Like, we can't look at you and be like, oh, bro, she might have been up here that week. Give them $3 more million. Like, it's nature. Like, what are you talking about? It gets wilder though.
Off a headache. Let's talk about how awesome that is. Let's talk about how awesome it is that women, we have these babies and we come back and still dominate sports.
What, bro? So Shawty say, first of all, let's address the first part. Shawty say, we have these things called babies and we still come back and dominate the sport. Oddly enough, you look at my background, my light is pink. Me and my daughter have the same. It's crazy. We don't know what. Maybe she tried to like, hey, nigga, talking about women. I'm finna put some pink light on this wall. But we on the same little, I don't know, LED strip remote. So sometimes when she changes her lights, my colors also change. So that's odd. You dig what I'm saying? But you heard Shawty say we have these things called babies, and let's talk about how awesome it is when we have babies and come back and dominate sports. Well, again. Unless we're supposed to extrapolate this thing and give the handful of women that we know have done such things, if we're supposed to take that and just spread it out, you know what I'm saying, evenly amongst our women, then yeah. But when you say you have what a Jackie Joyner Kersey, not Dominique Dawes, what's the little lady name, man? Little flipping around lady. Golly, I'm sorry, but she the most recent flipping around gymnast. She had a baby. She came back. I think it was a couple of volleyball players I remember back in the day. When it comes to the basketball court, the WNBA basketball court, you know, now I don't know. Listen. Let's tiptoe with this thing. I don't know how many of those ladies are interested in, you know, having relations with you know, with men. So I don't know how many babies are being produced in that realm. I can almost say for certain though that it ain't been many cases where a lady that did have a baby in WNBA came back and was just dominating shit. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you came back and you played in the W. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it really be a lot of, outside of a Aisha Wilson, I don't think it really be a lot of dominating going on in the league. You dig what I'm saying? But I don't partake into it a lot. So maybe it's some stuff I don't know. Maybe it's some stuff they not putting on TV. They just don't want us to see the good hooping. But I don't even know if that's a good point. But she says celebrate us because of the fact that we have babies. We come back and dominate sports. Well, I think this kind of iffy up and down. There's a couple of nuance to that. So we're going to move along and see what else she brings to the table.
That stuff is not, you can dunk. A lot of us can't do that. But the awesome things we can do, let's highlight that. Guess what? We are wives. So it's not easy to take care of a husband and kids and come and dominate a sport. Let's talk about how strong and awesome that is.
Oh my God, bruh. Not once has she talked about this man say he was dominating in the set. I guess maybe she breezed over. But now she jumps into not only, okay, dude, she went, this is so weird, bro. She's went from the time of the month that should be given benefit of the doubt and I guess added on to the WNBA stats in NBA 2K. She said then they have babies and come back and dominate. She wants us to put that into the stat line. Then Shawty say, don't forget, we do this other thing called being wives. Again, I don't know how many WNBA players are interested in that, but I can tell you for goddamn sure that in order to be a wife, there's this other thing that has to occur, huh? And what has to occur is either on the other side, you have a man or a woman that is also a husband. So it's equal lifting. It's a 50-50 partnership. You do want a brownie for being a wife? I thought you aspired to be a wife. You know what I'm saying? You look forward to being a wife and a mother to children in a family household. Now we got to give you some extra benefit of the doubt because some nigga married you? What are you talking about?
And so if you notice real quick, the elites, Kobe don't say that kind of stuff about us. He never did. He only uplifted us and supported us. Bron don't talk that kind of stuff. Why the elites don't talk like that?
This is a narrative from Michael Porter Jr. Do you have any thoughts on him?
He talks about the WNBA a lot. I would love to see him come practice with us one time. Come practice with us. I think he needs to see the ins and outs of how hard we do work and how much we do put our bodies through. Because sometimes they just look through this lens from the outside and they don't really see the inside. And I think if he came and spent the day with us, he would have a new appreciation.
Bro, this is so stupid. Of course she understands that any person that's in the NBA right now, they've been practicing and playing ball their whole goddamn life. They understand what it takes to be a professional athlete and get in the gym and do workouts and cardio training and run this. What are you talking about? You want Michael Porter Jr. to come practice. She want Michael Porter Jr. to come to a practice with them. Maybe she's saying to see how much we work out. No one said y'all didn't work out. No one said you didn't lift weights. No one said you don't shoot 1,000 jumpers a day. We may watch the game and say it don't look like nobody shoot 1,000 jumpers a day, but no one said that. So you want him to come to the practice to do what? Because now y'all gonna dominate? The guy that was dominating y'all in the 7th and 8th grade when y'all were in the W, years older. What he gonna come to the practice now and y'all gonna dominate? What is shit? Bro, it's so weird. Every time we broach this conversation, it's like they don't want any suggestions in which to make the league better. They get defensive anytime you mention it. And I'll be honest, bro. I don't know. Are they still playing the WNBA right now? Cause I'm gonna be honest, bro. Since Caitlin Clark went down, hurt or whatever, and stopped playing, I hadn't heard anything about the WNBA. God, my witness, bro. The last thing I heard about the WNBA since Caitlin Clark went down with an injury is Angel Reese in the Victoria's Secret fashion show. I swear to God. I'm not even trying to be funny. I haven't heard nothing about the league. So, for an organization, man, that generates minimum amount of buzz. And like I said, I prefaced this whole episode with saying, hey, I have a young student athlete in the soccer game. She don't buy no curve. She'll punch a nigga in the nose just as fast as a girl. But she watches her male soccer team and understands that the mode of play, the pace of play is much faster. The kicks are much harder. They're much stronger. She understands that if it were one of them to get out there, now in soccer, it could probably be a little more even, because it's just about running, getting to it with your feet. But I mean, she understands that she wouldn't fare well on the guys' team. She understands that, or she sees guys from the male soccer team that stays over in her practices, and she see how they can weave through the traffic easy and all of that. She understands that. That's nothing detrimental to what she does. That shouldn't make her feel no kind of way, and it doesn't. And it shouldn't any other female out here to say, the male product out here. Just by way of anatomy, bodies are just built different. We're not saying that we practice harder than you all, that we understand the playbook better than you all, and none of that. Just from an anatomy standpoint, our bodies are built different. So we're able to perform different feats in these sports that are more exciting to the outside viewer. Why is that so hard to understand, bro? And the fact that it's hard to understand is the fact that remains, that will be there, that will forever have the people in the WNBA making what, $75,000? But when you're out here in the world and you're dealing with ladies, man, you know you can't really tell them nothing, bro. You just kind of gotta let them do everything on their own time. But I thought this was such a stupid conversation. They went crazy on T-Mac when he said something about, hey man, you let them rims down to 8 feet, you might be working with something. I would venture as far as to say, hey, we might need to get a pink shorts day. I was just saying. OnlyFans makes $1 billion out here. You dig what I'm saying? Who knows? Man, everybody put a pink boy in there. Oh, why we gotta look all good? Y'all trying to get some more money. Are y'all willing to put on some pink bows one time for $3 more million? And if you ain't, then all right. Then we just gonna keep arguing about stuff. We come up with ideas. Y'all say, hell no, that's misogynistic. You're trying to sexify us. All right. Well, these the same people say that. It's the same. Your mega stars. Now your mega stars of your industry, most recently was out here with their ass out with some panties on in the Victoria's Secret. If that ain't sexified, I don't know what it is. So maybe y'all want to think about incorporating that league wide. Until then, I guess we just gonna keep going back and forth, having to tell y'all about the stupid takes. And I thought this was a really, really cold take from this lady. She brought up some things that had absolutely nothing to do with basketball and the personal problems that don't nobody got to give a damn about. You dig what I'm saying? Michael Jordan played the whole game with a flu and won the championship. Then get your ass out of here, Miss Lady. But yeah, man, I had to bring that to my people. That had me in a chuckle. You dig what I'm saying? But until I find something else that get me in a chuckle, it's been straight like that. I'm out.
And here we go.
I don't know what kind of vibe you think you got off me, but I don't play that way.